Last video we explored 2 timelines where Bismuth shattered the diamonds to save Steven's life, only for the worst of Homeworld to wage war against Earth and the crystal gems, mostly to highlight the difficulties that come with the diamonds no longer being around, how much harder it'd be to save the corrupted gems and fix Homeworld, and it got a little dark to say the least. This time around, we're tackling what would happen if the diamonds were bubbled, sparing their lives but denying them of free will. Could the corrupted gems still be healed? And how would Homeworld respond? Guess we'll have to tune into Future Vision for the answer. Garnet sees a future where you check out Roundtable Rewind and throw on some compilations themed around shows like Steven Universe, Regular Show, and Gravity Falls? That's crazy! White Diamond yanks Steven's gem from his body, causing a startling transformation as his gem half, Pink Steven, is formed for the very first time. The two engage in a fierce battle, but this time, White Diamond doesn't hold back. She's not interested in merely controlling Pink Steven, she's determined to poof him entirely. When Pink Steven retaliates against her most powerful attack, one that utilizes the collective strength of every gem under her control, the force of his counter doesn't just send everyone sprawling, it disrupts their physical forms entirely, poofing every single gem present. As the dust settles, Bismuth, Peridot, and Lapis arrive at the scene. They find Pink Steven calmly holding 3 glowing bubbles, each containing the gem of a diamond. Without a word, he hands the bubbles to his allies, and then seamlessly merges back with his human half. His expression is a mix of exhaustion and resolve. Because the diamonds are bubbled rather than shattered, the group manages to stay composed, knowing they still have options. However, the situation remains dire. As usual, Amethyst is the first to reform, and her quick thinking proves invaluable. When Homeworld gems arrive at their ship demanding answers, Amethyst convinces Lapis to help her shapeshift into Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond respectively. Though the disguises aren't perfect, Yellow Diamond looks suspiciously purple, so they keep a safe distance to avoid close scrutiny. It's unclear how large a gem can push themselves, especially to the size of a diamond. But Amethyst and Lapis commit to the bit, talking their way out of a size difference by really leaning into the fear and intimidation that diamonds possess. And thankfully they're dealing with lowly Homeworld gems who are far less likely to question much. In character as Yellow and Blue, Amethyst and Lapis spin a story about the diamonds taking an extended family vacation to resolve their differences. They assure the Homeworld gems that the diamonds will be away for a while and request that their privacy be respected. Remarkably, the Homeworld gems buy the story, at least for now, and they leave the crystal gems with some breathing room. As the team makes their way back to Earth, the remaining crystal gems gradually reform. They immediately begin deliberating over what to do next. Steven is torn. Part of him wants to unbubble the diamonds and attempt a peaceful resolution, holding on to the hope that they can be reasoned with. Yet, another part of him is afraid that they'll shatter everyone on sight if they're released. He's haunted by past trauma, knowing the diamonds pose too great a threat if they're not willing to listen. His fear of the diamonds is what led Pink Steven to bubble them in the first place. It was instinctual, and now Steven feels trapped by the enormity of the decision before him. At just 14 years old, the responsibility of an entire society's future weighs heavily on his shoulders. Sensing his stress, the crystal gems step in, offering to take over the situation so Steven can rest. They promise that the diamonds will not be shattered and that a solution to heal the corrupted gems will still be found. With Homeworld believing the diamonds are simply on vacation, they have time to strategize. Reluctantly, Steven agrees. Handing off the responsibility to his family, he returns to Beach City, attempting to distract himself with normal life, including Lars's return to Earth with the off-colors. Steven can't resist meddling in Lars and Sadie's business, but even these moments of levity can't completely keep his mind off the bubble diamonds. Days later, the crystal gems call Steven to the burning room with exciting news. They've replaced the lava pool with a vibrant, colorful liquid that shimmers in the hues of yellow, blue, and white. At Peridot's request, Steven adds a drop of his healing spit, which adds a pink hue to the water, completing the rainbow effect. They test the pool by dropping in a bubble corrupted gem, and to everyone's amazement, the gem emerges fully healed. Corruption has been resolved, but how? The answer is unsettling. The crystal gems reveal that they've engineered a machine to extract the essence of the diamonds from their bubbled forms, infusing the pool with their energy. That's right, gem harvesting. And it's just as creepy as Peridot thought it'd be. Steven is horrified by the ethical implications. No one can confirm if the process harms the diamonds, and Steven is deeply uncomfortable with the idea of exploiting them, even after all the harm they've caused. Bismuth and Lapis argue that the diamonds' feelings don't outweigh the need to heal the corrupted gems, that they've hurt countless gems before, reduced them to shards, yards. And the diamonds don't even know what's going on while they're bubbled, and they don't need to sign off on fixing their mistakes. They lost that right thousands of years ago. But Steven remains unconvinced, unwilling to believe that two wrongs make a right. Before they can resolve the ethical dilemma, an unexpected threat arrives in Beach City. Emerald, searching for her stolen sun incinerator, lands on Earth, accompanied by Eyeball, Aquamarine, and Holly Blue Agate, Steven's biggest ops, who were gritting their teeth the entire time he was on Homeworld. They were already suspicious of Pink Diamond's sudden reappearance, so they weren't buying that the disappearance of all four diamonds was simply a family vacation. Following their collective gut, they decided to pay Earth a visit. They converge on Steven's house, intending to raid the temple as they believe the diamonds could be held captive. Damn, lucky guess. The Crystal Gems do a poor job of convincing them otherwise. A chaotic battle ensues. Lars takes to the skies in a showdown with Emerald, while the Crystal Gems fend off her minions. Unfortunately, as their laser focus on the brutes, Eyeball and Aquamarine manage to slip by and infiltrate the burning room, where they discover the bubble diamonds and countless other gems. Assuming the worst, this only affirms their bias against the Crystal Gems. Spotting a freshly healed gem emerging from the rainbow pool, the two recognize its significance, and Eyeball wastes no time recovering Jasper's gem, tossing it in the vat. The pool begins to glow. The formidable kindergarten courts who could is unleashed to even the odds. Jasper emerges, dazed for only a moment before locking in, ready for a brawl. Pandemonium erupts as Steven's house once again ends up as collateral damage. Bismuth shouts mid-battle, "Don't worry, I'll fix it again." Steven, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl take on Jasper in the burning room. Aquamarine and Ruby notice Jasper is actually getting overwhelmed, so they decide to fuse to at least serve as a distraction. Bluebird is born for the very first time, but she's only annoying for a minute or two before Pearl snipes her with a spear. Bubbles begin popping left and right. Corrupted gems all begin lashing out, causing everyone to fight each other, while simultaneously needing to fend off an onslaught of monsters. Imagine trying to play Smash Bros on Team Battle, but stage hazards are on, and the hazards in question are violent, confused, corrupted gems. Once the corrupted gems are either bubbled again, or literally thrown into the healing pool, the battle reaches its climax with Steven facing Jasper one-on-one. Jasper's going all out, denying Steven's explanation that Pink Diamond was never shattered, and that Rose and Pink were one and the same. In fact, the truth only enrages her, causing her to put everything she has into her attacks. Overwhelmed and outmatched, Steven pulls an insane Hail Mary. He throws his shield, popping Yellow Diamond's bubble, and releasing her onto the battlefield. Yellow reforms, looking a little paler than before, and sees Jasper about to deal a finishing blow to Steven. A bolt of energy flies across the arena and strikes Jasper. Despite everything, Yellow Diamond refuses to let Pink come to harm. Steven seizes the moment to show Yellow the healed gems, pleading with her to see that it's not too late to undo the damage the diamonds have caused. He appeals to her better nature, insisting that this is what Pink Diamond would have wanted. Slowly, Yellow begins to see reason, or at the very least, holds off on commencing a full-on attack. This sets the stage for a fragile but hopeful resolution with the other two diamonds. After talking it over for a bit, Yellow agrees, and they both concede to release Blue first, convincing her of the plan, and then hopefully, the three of them combined will be able to get through to White Diamond. Garnet senses that it won't be so easy. Blue reforms and is quick to comply with Steven and Yellow. The two diamonds come up with a brilliant plan to prevent things from going south. They will appeal to White's psyche, not through words, but through light. The diamonds will teach Steven how to harness his aura to use their strongest ability, the Diamond Light. However, this won't be a light to cause damage like it did in the past. Instead, they will use it to subdue White Diamond. Not too dissimilar from how Steven uses Aura to overpower Yellow and Blue in the Mindscape. Blue's light will appeal to White's emotions and the grief she's buried over Pink. Yellow's light will transform her body into the size of a Peridot or Ruby, minimizing her power and status. And the secret sauce, Steven or Pink's light. Since Pink is often known for her powers over life force or healing, it will heal White's heart and make her come to her senses. Steven unbubbles White, and while she isn't quite the terrorizer she was before she got pooped on Homeworld, she still feels the need to keep her family in line and stop speaking so irrationally. She tries to control them, so Steven and the diamonds counter by projecting their auras. Steven pleads his case as the healing light overwhelms White. Her eyes are glowing as she appears to be in a trance, her body slowly shrinking. Suddenly, Steven, Yellow, and Blue hear White's voice telepathically. This aura, it feels like Pink's but different. The gears start turning in White's gem. Steven really isn't Pink Diamond, even if he reminds the diamond so much of her. White continues to think. But if you're not pink, then who are you? If I'm misjudged, then does that mean I'm imperfect? If I'm not perfect, then who am I? Who is anyone? Steven's taken aback, projecting his own thoughts towards White.
You know, if you just let everyone be whoever they are, maybe you could let yourself be whoever you are too.
The light emitting from Steven, Yellow, and Blue engulfs the entire room, and when they rein it back, White has returned to her normal size. Forced to literally see the light and reassess her worldview, White finally changes her mind and complies with her fellow diamonds. Gathering at Rose's fountain with the remainder of the corrupted gems, Steven and his estranged family are able to heal those who were more than affected by the gem war. Afterwards, the diamonds come to Steven and request to be put back in bubbles, believing that they have a lot to reflect on, and it's only right for all the gems they've tossed in bubbles and forgotten about. And on a selfish note, they kinda see bubbling as a break from constantly leading Homeworld. But Steven argues that they can't think about anything if they're just tossed in a bubble. Thankfully, there's a compromise. Desiring time to reflect and believing Homeworld would be better off if they take a step back, the diamonds opt to incarcerate themselves in a prison off planet, and their release won't be up to them. Bismuth and Lapis are eager to help build it, so Steven also assigns Peridot to make sure they don't make it super death trappy. Picture something like the zoo mixed with the cells in Jailbreak and the Diamond's Palace that we saw in Future. They sit in their individual rooms, spending time meditating, extracting their essence to heal gems, or perform tasks like piecing back together shattered gems. They're doing what they can to heal Homeworld and trying to atone for their actions without being able to roam the streets like nothing happened. So basically, imagine Homeworld bound, but it's Steven visiting his weird aunts in the Slammer instead of swinging by their house. Though the road ahead is uncertain, Steven finds solace in the progress they've made and the possibility of a brighter future. He knows that some gems will try to bust out the diamonds only to discover that they want to live out their eternal sentence, and that they have to come to terms with their own identity. But they're not at war, and above all else, there's still hope in the universe, giving our poor traumatized boy a bit of a happy ending. That brings this what if scenario to a close, and as always, I hope you enjoyed it. I really wanted this one to feel like a middle ground, one that gives the diamonds some form of punishment while still keeping them alive and on good terms with Steven, which then allows for a smoother transition to Era 3 and allows gems, corrupted or shattered, to be healed. If you have your own alternate ending in mind, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. Shout out to the MVP art with Coda for the thumbnail, and the homie Michael Williams for helping flesh out this script. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the final video of this little writing exercise. What if the diamonds reincarnated?